Hey, fifth grade, for this project, you are going to be making some more pop art, but it is going to be a little more realistic, inspired by the artist Wayne Thiebaud. He is famous for making artwork that looks like a lot of sweet treats. And I will post some examples of his work so that you can see what I'm talking about. But a lot of times it's cakes and pies and candy. So we are going to be doing some cakes today. You're going to be designing your own cake. The basic shape is going to be cylinders to start because I want to see you drawing some 3D cylinder shapes, but then how you decorate the cake with frosting and toppings and making it look really fancy is up to you. You could be designing a wedding cake if you wanted, or a fancy birthday cake. Look at the examples that I'm going to show to help you with that, but I want to show you just how to draw a basic, 2-layer cake shape. You do not need to draw with me because you might not want to do this kind of layering. You can choose if you want your cake to be, just shorter or wider. Maybe you have it horizontal on your page like this, or if you want to do, like a 3-tier more, you might want to turn your paper and have it go vertically. I'm going to go horizontal and just do a short one today just to show you. And then you're going to do, when you color, you want to do some of that shading again where it's darker on the sides and gets lighter in the center. So I will show you with my pencil again what I mean for that. All right, so for my 2-layer, I'm going to do one bigger and one smaller layer just so you can see, but maybe you layer up the same size. Again, this is very open and up to you, but you need to draw 3D, and you're coloring it so it looks shaded when you're coloring. So let me just show you real quick. Again, you don't have to draw with me, but if you decide this is what you do want for yours, you can go back and do that. So the main thing, you want your sides to be pretty straight. Now it is a cake, so it's not going to be perfectly straight lines. I'm not using a ruler for those. Then the bottom, I'm going to curve down, and the top I'm going to curve down first. Now, if I was just doing a 1-layer cake, I would curve up and connect and boom, but you have to do at least 2 layers. So I'm going to start building my next one. My next tier is going to be a little smaller. I'm going to come in a little bit, making these lines the same, curve to connect. Drawing with pencil, so if we make a mistake we can erase. Again, I'm going to curve on the top as well, down just slightly. Okay, now I'm not going any higher, so I could do my top by curving up here. Notice how I'm drawing very lightly. I'm just kind of sketching it out first until I get it how I want it before I really commit to those lines. All right, now let's finish this bottom layer. I'm just going to curve like I'm going to make my line, but I stop when I touch on that side. And same thing over here, curving, oh, stop. Really, that line keeps going, but it's on the other side, so I don't see it. Does that make sense? Then think about, you need some kind of a plate or platter that your cake is resting on. So I'm going to draw my platter. It just curves down and around, down along the front here. Whoop. Again, I'm lightly sketching, so I'm sure I like the line before I, make it too dark or hard to erase. Okay, so this is just the basic shape. I'm going to show you in the Seesaw activities lots of different examples of cakes to give you some ideas how you want to decorate it. Then when you're coloring, just make sure, again, that you are shading. So you'll want to use either color pencils, or you could do it with crayons. I've shown the shading before with color pencils, so this time I'm going to do with crayon. Let's say I have some purple frosting on here. I would trace and erase first whatever my design is, and then go back and color. But basically on the edges here, on the sides, it's going to be very dark. And then when I'm coloring, as I work my way in, I'm going to get, you know, lighter and lighter with my crayon. Careful along my edges and try to match that, so that by the time I get to the center of the cake here, it is very, very light. Okay. And you'll see how the shading and realistic coloring is on Wayne's artwork too, but I can always go back and add more to darken it up. It's a lot harder to lighten these things, so I usually just start, you know, light, and then go back and add a little bit more in if I need to. And you know, you might want to just practice your shading on the back if you need to before you commit to starting. But I want it to be gradual, where it goes from dark to light, okay? I'm still going to see the color, it's just going to be lighter. I'm just barely touching the page when I'm doing my shading. All right, so dark to light, and then it would go back to dark on this side. Again, I'm going to post lots of pictures and examples, but I hope you guys have fun designing some cakes. Have a good day.